Thank you for listening to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast, where 518 golfs the Cape. We hope you enjoy. Carnoustie. Roger, what was that word again?
Who gives a shit?
That was funny. If you guys all listen to the last episode, we read the Cape Cod Golf Guys reviews on a Cape Cod course, and Roger and I didn't proofread.
Never again. You know what's messed up too is like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and growing up, I used to listen to a lot of radio shows, and there's one that reminded me of the Bill Burr on his podcast. He did one about like some kind of candy like around Valentine's Day. And it was like the cheesiest read ever. And he's halfway through the read. He goes, "What the hell is this shit?" It was perfect. And that's kind of like what I felt like looking at it.
Well,
like,
honestly, after we found out that it was a course, it makes so much more sense because they were comparing it to cliffs on Scotland. And
right.
It just, you said it, Roger. You said it's probably a golf course. And
yeah,
we all have never heard of it, though. I mean, I've seen plenty of the British Open, Scottish Opens. Like, I don't know.
So on the Pitch Putt Puff, I had a guest. I want to say it was either Bob from Squares or it was my man from Bob from Squares. He told me that he played that course 2 days before I came and recorded this episode.
Wow.
And I just like after the fact, I was like, that's what I think made me think it was a course. Like, because I was like, I know
Roger, you're just cooking too much up, man, in the kitchen, and you're losing. You're just losing.
Right.
You're burning some cells right there.
Brain is fucking mush.
But how you hitting them these days, Raj? The last couple of days, I know you're out every other day.
Let me tell you, man. I played. I haven't taken a day off since Saturday, and it's showing. I'm playing really well, actually. I haven't shot around over 85 and like a week and a half now. So I'm doing real. My putting is on fire. My short game is on point. Like my talk about the guests we're gonna have on tonight, but my biggest problem is trouble off the tee.
Yes, sir.
I can't consistently hit the driver off the tee. If I do that, I don't see myself not breaking 80 a few times this year the way I'm playing right now. Honestly, it's crazy. Like striking my irons really well. The putting, like everything except off the tee. But even if I get in trouble off the tee, my recovery shots are nice enough to actually like put me in scoring distance where I'm either worst case scenario like bogey. Not a lot of double bogeys in the car.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get our guest on tonight, Marty. Just because he's now like basically a friend of ours.
He's the man.
He's I'm nervous sometimes when I have guests coming on because I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of what we're going to talk about, but Marty makes you comfortable right off the bat. He's a fun dude.
They'll see it as soon as he hops on. First 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. And the book, we're really gonna focus on his book that he wrote, Trouble Off the Tee.
Yeah, don't give any way.
No spoilers, brother. I already told. Listen, I got some questions without giving spoilers. Mikey,
zip the lip.
Mikey.
Right. What about the round table? He's like, oh, wasn't this guy based off of this guy? Blah, blah, blah. Great idea. Go take a nap.
Marty's like, no, come on.
Go take a nap at the turn.
So, yeah, we're really excited to get Marty on here. It's going to be a fun episode. I have a couple cool questions. He's shooting to try to make it a TV series on, maybe somebody will pick him up someday. So some of the questions I'm going to ask him are what actors on a perfect Trouble Off the Tee TV series would, his actors be.
Who would your
Lincoln
be?
See, that's the thing. We were talking like Mike had a good one with Justin Timberlake
because he's a good actor
and he's a good actor and a good golfer, and he knows good, but he's too old already. You need to get somebody in their late teens, early 20s. That's a stud.
You'd have to actually use somebody that kind of looks like Justin, so that way Justin can eventually
when the
as he gets older,
storyline
yeah,
progresses.
But this is
goes.
Mike. This story is actually, I know you haven't heard yet. It's basically all within maybe 3 years total, but 4 years
if
at the
that.
max, 3 years.
No, it's
So
not. It's a summer. It's like
no. He's because he's at the very beginning. He's in high. He graduates, and then it's fast forwards, and then he's in college. And he goes to Kentucky, and he goes to college, but he hasn't graduated. I don't think
we listened to it for what?
About an hour.
So
45 minutes in an hour.
So you would honestly, who's the kid that played Spider-Man recently?
I can't.
Who's that young kid? Zendaya. He's dating Zendaya.
I see the face. I see the face.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Yeah. Like someone like that is really like that era. Like, okay, who's the next young up and coming actor?
You know who I'm interested. So I'm going to go right down the line of the seven main
kind of person like this character.
I'm interested,
but like more of a badass.
You know who I'm more interested? Who he's going to pick is who he's going to have for the three bears, the brown girls.
Yeah.
Who does he want as Lucy? You know, it's going to be interesting to see what Marty says.
There's a couple out there.
So I think that's going to be a fun episode, and we're gonna talk golf and talk trouble off the tee.
Yeah, because you need a guy in their young 20s to really play. But you can also look too, like with acting. Like remember the TV show Friday Night Lights?
Yeah,
football show.
Yeah,
most of them characters were in their late 20s, early 30s.
They can make them look a lot younger, for sure.
Like Taylor Kitsch was like 30 playing.
You look at all the movies; they're all like 24-year-olds playing 15-year-olds.
Yeah, Minka Kelly was like 31 playing this 15-year-old.
Right. That's not the norm. So I mean, a 30-year-old could certainly play Lincoln Ross, you know. But
I'm interested to see what he has to say.
So we're gonna go into the Cape Cod course of the week a little earlier because we got Marty coming on shortly, and I want to make sure we don't have Marty waiting.
Before you get into that though, you didn't have an event this weekend, did you?
Oh, I did. I did the recap. I did
the
so yeah. So anybody listening to the last episode, I did run the golf week spotlight, but I don't want to really talk about it much. If you notice, that's why I'm really not. I played like shit. I had an event. No, you know damn well I had an event.
I play so much golf. I don't.
Where did I have an event this weekend, Roger?
How'd you putt, buddy?
Oh,
yeah, and I coached you up so well. He wanted me to. We played like midweek. I was like, and I was telling him how the putts break and everything. It's literally, it's in my backyard. And I was like, all right, you need a caddy? Like, I'll work your bag for you. He called Adam. Yo, can we have caddies? I was just busting balls. I'm not carrying on.
I was dead ass. Well, I was like, can he just at least ride him and read the greens? Because this kid plays freaking Freer Park 37 times a week. You know, so and he does know those greens. He literally
gonna have to get a hold of my little man. He's going to play Freer tomorrow, I think.
What time's he playing?
I have no idea.
We'll talk about it after.
He's like, I'm joining. So I'm joining.
I ain't got a tea time tomorrow.
So listen, Roger.
He hit me up. He's like, Dad, any pointers? You play it there all the time.
Everything breaks towards the river.
I'm like, stay below the hole.
That's all on that course.
So
that's all you can really do.
And so Brad played Saturday and Sunday. He played a little bit better on Sunday. He's dealing with a little thumb injury, but he started doing it. He said towards the end, he played a good, I think he shot like a 43 on the back nine, but you can't land the greens.
Nope.
You have to run them up to the pin. So once you realize that, the game and the approach is so much different. It's one of those scenarios where you have to play the course and not let the course play you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Adam, literally on the 6th hole, the softball field hole, I was playing with 3 champ guys. Okay. Yep. Adam shot a 76 starting with a bogey and a double, by the way. Bogey, double, and he still shot a 76. So that's a different story.
I think that was a turkey move, though.
Well, yeah.
Having you play with him,
so he knows.
Right, that's like having a caddy. Yeah, he just skirted his own rule.
No, he didn't listen to me.
I was over here thinking about that, but I mean,
I promise
golfers of that caliber, it really doesn't make sense.
He was lights out. So, anyways, this guy Sean, who's
Freer couldn't beat up.
Oh, yeah.
this guy Sean, that he's a champ flight golfer. I mean, we were over by the sand trap on 6, over by the fence. Okay. So what is that, about 80 out?
Yeah.
Not
65 to 80
whatever.
Out, depending on where you
are.
So
he had a 60. I mean, a beautiful 60, dude. Whatever it was, 50, whatever it was, dude. Sky high.
Yep.
Sky high. Up. Green is
where's the pin?
Upwards. Back placement.
Okay.
Dude, but that didn't matter.
The back right.
Bounced in the center of the green like a bouncy ball 3 times, and then went to the back of the green. Like
they're firm.
They're a little too and the back nine was a little and I like it though. I love it. I love how they roll. They roll true.
So in order for them to do that, to roll true and be that way, they have to be that firm. That's the downside.
So you are on point. You have to run it up to the greens. You really do, unless you could play backspin. Unless you have backspin, but we
can spin.
We can't. I can. Adam was spinning them up there. I mean, once you realize how to do it, and yeah, you're right. You gotta know how to play it. But the greens are, I mean, they're beautiful. There's not a pimple on the greens.
April.
I know.
It's only April.
There's not a
May 1st now, but yeah.
They just rolled and rolled. Like literally, Adam was joking. He's like, "What is this? Augusta National?" And like that's a compliment. That's a compliment. I don't care what you say. That's a compliment.
And that's the thing. Like anytime I tell people, like, yo, it's an easy course. It really is. If you play the course the right way, it's a pretty simple course.
Yeah, because you can play your ball from anywhere.
Right. There's not too many spots you're really going to lose. And at this time of year, especially like on 7, you can take a chance. You can hit a 7-iron over the trees, set yourself up 100 yards out, 70 yards out, something of that nature, or hit a liner through and hopefully run it up. But if you play the course and not let that course play you at this time of year, you can definitely score low. It's just going to get harder as the year. We still got a long way to go, and they're not going to water those greens anytime soon.
No. He takes pride in those greens, and he's not going to change anything he's doing. That's for sure. And I don't think he should. It's a great challenge. You could either leave there, Freer Park thinking you're the best putter in the world, or you could leave there never wanting to golf again.
So I played.
It's the truth, bro.
I played a par 4 today, a 9-hole par 4 up in East Greenbush, Pheasant Hollow, and from going from that Freer Park screens to that, I was like, okay, it took me 2 holes, but I mean, I figured I had a couple decent round there, shot a 42, but it was okay. Now when I go back to Freer, I'm gonna have to adjust 2 or 3 holes.
Yeah, you're gonna smash the ball. Well, yeah, we got Airway Meadows, which will be Mike's first tournament coming up this Sunday, and I know you played Airways, right? You played out there
in a tournament with JR. For some, I think it was a Coach for Cancer tournament or something like that a couple years ago.
Nice.
It's fun, man. It's
there's like an airport right in the middle of it, isn't there, or something?
Yeah, you'll be literally teeing up your shot or lining up a putt, and you'll hear boom. And you look up and it'll be a skydiver coming down, the parachute opening up.
Okay.
It's if I didn't just tell you that and you heard it, you're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is it the skydive company?
Probably they're out of there from Warrensburg or wherever it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's sick. Yeah, man. I'm really excited for that. I'm excited to get Mikey out there for the first event. I'm hoping he gets in some competitive
the Cape trip
nature.
kind of beat me up, dude.
Yeah. How's your finger feeling?
Good now.
It's clearing out.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, let's get to the Cape Cod course, which is a course that Mikey and I have played a few times. It's right next door to the condo. The Captain's Golf Course in Brewster. The Captain's Golf Course in Brewster, Cape Cod. Captain's is 2 18-hole bent grass courses, one built in 1985 and the other in 1999. These courses feature tree-lined fairways and slightly sloped greens that are well bunkered. Each hole is named after a sea captain. In 1986, the original single course was rated as the best new public course in the U.S. by Golf Digest. In addition, Golf Digest rated this course as the 3rd among the top 75 public courses in the state for 1990 and 70th under the category of America's Top 75 Affordable Courses in their 1996 list of America's Best Courses Everyone Can Play. Be sure to go visit the Par 72 courses, the Port Course and the Starboard Course in Brewster, Massachusetts. All right, let's see what the Cape Cod golf guys have to say about the Captains.
There you go.
Mikey, we're only going to do one course because there's 2. It'll go on forever. So next week, we're going to cut this into 2 segments. Next week, we'll do this week, we're going to do the Port Course. And next week's segment, we'll do Starboard.
You played this when you guys went out there this time?
No,
okay.
But we've played. It's like literally.
I'm so confused. There's so many of them.
It's literally there's a lot of courses. Literally, it's like probably a mile and a half from the condo though, as you leave Ocean
Hop,
Edge.
skip.
It's right there. But yeah, let's see what our boys, the Cape Cod golf guys, have to say. I always love their reviews. So on the Port Course at the Captains, for the design, they gave a bogey. Some Cape Cod courses are restricted by lack of space, but Captains is on an impressive swath of land. There's plenty of room to house 2 full-size spacious courses, the Starboard Course and the Port Course. Whenever a property has 2 courses, there's always a debate about which course is better. These courses share many similarities, but we liked Starboard a bit more than Port, as it felt a bit more cohesive. Port has several holes where the design felt forced and disconnected from the rest of the holes. The most controversial hole on Port is certainly number 8, a par 5, where driver wedge is in play. Some of the more experienced players in our group called it the worst hole in America. That was until one of them eagled it and thus deemed it as the best hole in America. Like we said, controversial. On quite a few holes, being long on the green is dead, so choose your approach clubs carefully. Playability, they gave a par. Like Starboard, most of the holes lack of water and deep woods, making this a fairly playable course. However, there are a few holes on Port where you need to clear swampy areas. A few quirky holes will mess with your score. Higher handicappers will want to play number 8 safe. There's no need to be a hero. A couple relatively short par 5 should forgive some of your mistakes and hopefully let you get 1 or 2 strokes back.
It doesn't look like there's that many words on there.
It's going on for a while. Huh? Damn, it's a long review today. Whew. A nice touch in the presence of family tees, which creates an option 3,000 yards shorter than the tips. A great step to growing the game. There are a few longest distance between holes, but walking or riding are both perfectly viable options. The view is a bogey. As an interior course without much water, there are not a ton of dramatic views. The views that you'll get throughout quintessential Cape Cod pines and sand.
Good job. That's a big word.
Thanks, Rod. Quintessential. The vibe, they gave a par. The 2 side-by-side courses sharing a clubhouse practice green. I can't say green, though. A green. And starting areas creates an energy with twice the normal amount of people milling around. There are a number of nautical features located throughout the course, like boat cleats as a tee markers, wooden mooring, boarding, some fairways, and each hole named after actual real-life captains, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is.
While this could get cheesy, we think that they pull it off nicely, subtly, reminding you of a rich nautical tradition that exists here in Cape Cod. In the condition, they gave a par. Solid condition, tee to green, firm, fast fairways can give you a few extra yards with some nice run out. The greens were the highlight for us. While there wasn't a ton of break, they tended to run really true. And this is Mikey's favorite, the 19th hole where you get your eats, is a birdie. They got a big old restaurant, a big place. It's nice. I've had a burger there. My parents go for burgers sometimes. They don't even golf. Grab and go window to get a sandwich or a hot dog at the turn. But they just gave it a birdie. Nice grab and go window to get a sandwich, hot dog at the turn. Full restaurant with large outside patio. I 100% agree. But overall, their score, I mean, I think is above par, which compared to Highland Links last week was well under par. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I love this course. I really do.
I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah. Shout out to captains over there and Brewster.
I mean, the one time we did play, it was COVID.
Yeah. You remember the guy didn't want to touch your money. Money no good here. Cards only.
Yeah,
it was.
Me and my mother were talking about that the other day. How crazy the world was 3 years
ago. Oh my
ago.
god! Dude.
Remember sitting in golf carts with like a divider in between?
Yeah.
And stuff?
Well, no, cash was no good. Legitimately, cash. It was. They didn't want to touch your cash.
No
is what it was.
Stores, grocery stores had
and then the stupid, pool noodles in the. Do you know how much? Do you know how much bacteria those pool noodles probably held that was in the holes?
Not only did it cushion the hole, how many scores did it cushion? When people just blasted COVID.
Yep.
No, but I love one thing I love about captains over there is they have the 218, so you could literally call at noon if you're sitting at the beach, and if you're deciding you want to play a quick 9. They'll get you out there without tee times a few days ahead of time.
What's your guys' favorite feature of the course?
My favorite feature, I just think the running out. I think the fairways are great. They run, they bounce. One thing I know about it, and they did say that you'll get some run on your ball. Like if you hit a good drive, it hits the fairways like a bouncy ball like you see on TV, you know.
No doubt.
Just the balls run kind of like for your park, really firm,
That's what
firm,
I'm
and,
thinking,
firm and
yeah.
fast.
Yep.
It's really nice to see it instead of your ball just like plugging. So one thing I do want to mention about the captains, which I knew about from, you know, years ago, because my dad was talking to a neighbor over there in Ocean Edge, because he's a member. It's so much cheaper than Ocean Edge as a member. I mean, like when you say it's just night and day. So Ocean Edge is like 40,000 membership fee and then $1,200 a month. The captains is $1,300 a year, not $1,300 a month like Ocean Edge, $1,200 a month, $1,380 a year for an adult Brewster resident. That's like, and they're open all year long, Roger.
So what's the difference between early morning, twilight? Like, so that's a big factor though too.
Well, yeah, well, early, I didn't even see that. So if you do the twilight, it's only $1,050. So I guess early, probably you get any tea time.
No, twilight.
Twilight would be
Twilight is $570,
right,
dude.
So
that's the
going
evening.
That's going out getting your 9 holes after work.
Right.
Every day. That's actually not a bad deal.
That's great.
How about this one? How about for your kid for the summertime? Brewster Junior,
That's
12
key.
to 18 years old,
Oh,
$204 for a season.
The smart thing about this course doing that is not only are they getting more young kids on the course, but they're also, when those kids are 20, 25, they're going back to that course because of why they were taken care of there.
Yep.
So,
And then so even your
Great
college
move.
kids from 19 to 25, collegiate charter, $650.
Ocean's Edge is just
What are you looking
way too much.
So
dude.
for a non-resident,
That's a non-resident, actually. Yeah, so
450 for a
450.
resident.
Okay, 450. So there's a lot to see. There's a lot of options here. I'm missing that.
That's
Okay.
pretty dope.
Non-resident Brewster, non-resident.
So they got to do something for you. So say like
$850.
you feel like going to play a twilight round, but you're an early season pass. Like they're not going to go make you pay full price, right? Are they? Or
I don't know.
And you said they're open all year,
They're
right?
open all year long.
Which is also a bonus too,
Yeah.
because Ocean's Edge ain't.
Nope. And they don't get a lot of snow out there. If they get snow, it melts really quick. So I mean, you could certainly play in January and February,
Salt air.
mild. I mean, if you want to go out with your heated vest.
What's it like out there? You go out there in the winter at all?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's dry. There's I don't know. It's the salt air. It just keeps the snow away. Something about it.
Huh.
Yeah, but
Google.
it's awesome. But I just had Marty texting me saying I'm ready when you are. So I am going to go to a commercial break, and we will be back shortly with Marty from Trouble Off the Tee.
I don't think the heavy stuff is started yet. I think we're all right.
Marty, what's up, brother?
Boys, I'm coming off a smooth 97 at Pro-Am I played on Monday, and I need to get some good vibes going today. So let's commence with the good vibes.
You're going to get some good vibes with us. Listen, I was almost with you the other day at our golf week AM tour. I shot a 95 at Freer Park, and it was ugly, brother. It was certainly ugly. That's why you texted me. You said, how'd you shoot? I'm like, you would have heard from me. You would have heard from me if I shot well. I promise. And it was a tough one.
Marty, what was your troubles today?
So I was nervous to begin with. Let's just lay it out there.
I threw you the alley-oop, man. The troubles that were off the tee.
No, it wasn't actually that, man. It wasn't that. So I'll summarize it, but I was nervous when I got there. I'm looking around the range. There's all these guys that are just sticks, just flushing it. and I'm just not feeling it. But we get out there. It was a shotgun start. First hole, par 3, 174. And 2 of the guys missed the green. Then the pro I'm with, Chase Wilson, great player too. Played on the Canadian Tour, hell of a teacher too. He flags it, and then it's my turn. And I am like, I'm shaking like a twig in the leaf here. And I miraculously hit one, to 15 feet, 2-putt, make a par, stay the nerves. Second hole, good tee shot. Got unlucky with the little tree branch. Couldn't save par, made a bogey. Third hole. This is where it gets fun. Roast a drive. Second longest in the group. I'm feeling good. Wind is howling. Get up to the ball, and I got 135 in. And there's some water up there. But the wind is it's screaming. And my pro says to me, Marty, this is probably a 2-club wind. 1.5, 2-club wind. And we agree on my 8-iron, which I get that thing about, 155, 160 if I really flush it. And I smoked it. And then at that very moment, and this is only one way to describe it, God took a deep breath and blew that ball right into the water. And the rest of the round, I was just trying to kill it. And I never recovered from there. So hence why I'm doing a podcast and not playing for living.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to focus on your book today, brother. Trouble Off the Tee. We were talking earlier. It's really a good one. I listened to it twice. Absolutely enjoyed it. Roger listened to it.
That's awesome. I made $3 off of that then.
Hell yeah. Listen, we're making like 13 cents on this podcast. All right, brother. So it all adds up. It all adds up, man.
We're cooking with gas, man. 401k money here.
I absolutely enjoyed the book in many, many ways. It is a book of golf, drugs, sex, drama, the whole nine. Keeps you at the edge of your seat. The only time I could listen to it, Marty, was in my car because I can't listen to it at work like Roger. And then I have 2 young kids, and let's talk about the reason why I can't listen to it around kids.
Every vice known to man is in this book.
Yes, I love the detail. I really do. I mean, your writing is on point. Your simile and metaphors had me laughing with like the golf comparisons. And I forgot to add in gambling. It's a book of gambling. That's in there too. And I mean, I loved all the gambling lingo. I grew up. My uncle was a big horse guy, and just hearing Lincoln Ross's troubles, not only off the tee, but his troubles at the racetrack and with the ladies is just an awesome book. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. And I'll tell you, the feedback has been nothing but positive. Everyone tells me they were, surprised by it at first, and then just appreciate the writing style. And it's been very encouraging to the point that I've already started writing part 2. A little sneak peek for you. It's called Trouble 2, the Queen of Hearts. So if that gives you a little insight as to where it's going.
I think I know who the Queen of Hearts is, but Mikey,
ruin it,
I'm not going to say anything. We're going to do this whole podcast with no spoilers. We just want everybody that listens to this and has not heard Trouble Off the Tee to go on and buy it and listen. It is only an audio book. We should mention that.
That's about to change.
It is. Okay.
That is about to change. Yeah. I think we're going to do, I'm going to do a hardback. I think that's coming soon. It'll be a sort of a limited edition, and I'll probably pair it, RG, with that hat that you're wearing right there called the Lincoln Ross. So it'll be just in time for Father's Day. So for all those degenerate fathers out there, look out for
I will be purchasing that book from you, brother, and putting it on the shelf. I'm getting it. He's a collector, and Mikey will be getting it. And listen, I got to go back to the Lincoln Ross hat. I got yelled at. As soon as RGB walked in.
I'm glad you brought it up, but not me.
He goes, "You're not even wearing the hat Marty got you." I'm like, "Oh my God, you're right. I am an idiot."
Yo, let me be honest and tell you, I left the house and I was kind of in a hurry because I wanted to get over here, and I forgot the hat. I went back to the house to go grab it. I was like, oh man, I can't go on there. Marty, you've been supporting us from the jump, man. We
Sure
appreciate
have
it. So
been.
I definitely had to run back and grab it.
Absolutely, man. I'm
I
sorry.
appreciate you guys too.
And I
very
apologize.
much.
I do wear it out and about everywhere, other than my, I do wear my upstate gear a little too much. My people might be getting sick of the Uncle Sam logo.
I need some of that. I need some of that to flex that here in the Midwest.
100%. I got you. I should have sent you a long time ago.
All right.
But
good, because I'm gonna put something in that package.
Roger doesn't want to pay shipping and handling, so he'll put it in there. He'll put it in there with
save a buck.
So what are you gonna send him? The surprise? Yeah. Okay. I like that. Awesome, man. Yeah, we'll send you a nice little goodie bag. I always send anybody. You know what it was I was waiting for you to come on the podcast, honestly, because I always send it as like a thank you gift for coming on the podcast.
Oh, that's a nice touch. I appreciate it.
I usually do send everybody a little something. And I really appreciate you taking the time and coming on and chopping it up with us, brother, as always. So tell me about. So you are going to go with a hardback book. I love it. I'm really.
You know what? I think the spirit.
What made you decide that? What made you decide that? What made you decide? Because I know it was always you were pretty strict with the audio.
Yeah, and I still am, and I do think the spirit of the book plays well on audio. I was fortunate enough to get a great narrator, Jake Adams from the Country Club Adjacent. He did a hell of a job for me, and I really appreciate that. And I do think that, people's times are limited now. The time to sit down and read a book, gosh, if you have kids, if you have a job, but everybody drives to work. So I really do think that the spirit still is in the audio, and I do think that is the future of it. But it felt like I was missing something a little bit in that, it's not a real book until you can hold it in your hands. And I think that's an important component, because there still are old school people. And, if you look behind me, I've got books behind her. I still like to read. I still make the time. It's not as much time, but I do think it's special. Special piece of the puzzle. And I think if people, gravitate too close to one, audio or paper, they're missing out on a whole nother market. And, for me, it's all about getting this story out there, which has been truly the most challenging thing about this book. It wasn't writing it. That was fun. It was it's getting it out there.
For sure, man. For sure. Yeah. I mean, some people just like a shelf piece too. They like the book. If they heard the audiobook and really liked it, they'll go out and buy the book just to have it on the shelf. A lot of collectors that just like books, and I think you do well with that. I know Mike's a collector, so
yeah. How long did it take you to write it from start to finish until it was published?
3 years, man. 3 years.
3 years. Nice.
Yeah. And it was done at between like 4 and 6 in the morning. Most days. That was the time. I had a little one who just came to the world, and there wasn't a whole lot of time to sit and write after work, or when that kid's crying, he doesn't care. If he's hungry, he doesn't care that daddy's chasing the dream. He needs to eat. All about.
Yeah, man, I got 2 little ones myself. So what inspired you to write a book about a character like Lincoln Ross?
That's kind of easy. And RG, I know you and I talked about this quite a bit before, but I'm a criminal defense attorney by trade. I've been doing that for 17 years. And, the stuff you see on TV, like the nasty stuff, drugs, murders, DUIs, sometimes sex cases, they're not pleasant, but, that's what I do. So I took this character and I kind of molded him from a lot of the bad decisions that I've seen people make in life, that I've had to help them out of over the years. And it became kind of easy once I realized that how much I loved golf. And it was like, gosh, this is great. This is a real person that, his skill level, you're not going to see that type of skill at every club, but everyone knows a guy at the club at everyone's course that's the regular fuck up, that, whose wife is going to have to pick him up, or he's going to get kicked out one day. That's the spirit of Lincoln Ross, this lovable guy who is kind of an anti-hero. You want to root for him, but God, sometimes does he make it hard for you to root for him.
Yeah, I mean, I joked with you a few times. I love him. I love the guy. I think he's the man. But I'm also I love the way he there's a lot of things I love about him, but he definitely can't get out of his own way. I love his.
No.
I love his. What's the word I'm looking for about himself?
What do you love, man?
No. I love his how his he's so confident in himself.
He's got a swagger.
He's so confident in his good swagger, but it's more the confidence. I think it's just really the word I'm looking for. Is with everything and his shit he talks out on the golf course. I just think he's the man, but he's certainly a fuck up. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Can't get out of his own way, like you just said. So I think
it's not on the course where he can't get out of his own way because he's got the skill.
Right. No, I know. And I just what I was saying is I love the shit talking. You know.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. He's a cool dude. I would hang out with Lincoln Ross. I would definitely hang out with Lincoln Ross and not kind of push him away. He would be a dude I followed around in high school and college. Definitely.
He'd be a good wingman for you. That's for sure.
There you go. But I'm not saying he's a role model by any means. So any children out there, children should not be listening to the book anyways. But if they do, don't take after Lincoln Ross.
You know, I'll throw a name out at you guys, and I'm sure you're going to remember it. But he was kind of an inspiration. Vinny Chase. Does that name ring a bell to anybody?
Yeah, Entourage, baby.
Entourage. Yes.
Yeah.
That sort of, he's not a role model, but he plays one on TV.
Right. It's 100% right. I didn't even think about that. All right. I have to run this down. Your dream and your goal is to eventually make this a TV series, correct?
Absolutely. 100%. I think there's so much growth for Lincoln Ross. There's so many things that he can get into and the other characters that we haven't talked about. There's some ladies in this story that are compelling characters that have demons of their own that I think can appeal to a lot of people.
100%. I want to do a little something fun here. A little rapid fire. Let's see if you're ready for it.
Marty, do you want to make this a movie?
Hold on, not quite ready.
So I think it's taking a set.
Now I'm ready. Guys, it's Kentucky Derby season, so I'm enjoying a Woodford Manhattan. To
love
get myself in
what was that, Roger?
Do you want to make this a series or more of a movie?
What would you know, what, buddy? I won't be too specific. If someone wants to make it a movie, they can make it a movie. If someone wants to make it a series,
the thing is
series.
Seriously, because there's a lot of spin-offs you can do.
It could go on forever. It really could. And I just there's not a lot of golf. There's more golf documentary out there than golf.
Stories.
Stories.
There's no stories. There's no golf stories. There's no Friday Night Lights of golf type stories.
Right.
Have you had any thoughts?
RG, you hit the nail right on there.
Have you had any thoughts on who's going to play Lincoln Ross?
Well, here, this is my rapid question. Mikey, I had this. This is my rapid question. We're gonna Lincoln Ross.
There
is
you
gonna
go.
be the last
I stole
question.
it.
He did steal it. So let's go. So in a let's be real. You're not gonna get everybody that people come and they try out for the parts and everything. But in a perfect world and in a perfect Trouble Off the Tee series, let's go down a quick list of the top characters. Well, we're not going to start with Lincoln Ross left. Who's playing Shara?
Lincoln Ross.
Who's playing Shara? Let's start there with Shara, the goody. Let's start with.
Oh man.
See, I'm putting you to the test before Lincoln Ross.
Well,
man.
That's a tough one. That's one I've never even thought about. Who's playing her?
All right, we'll rotate back. She's a good girl trying to keep Lincoln on the straight road. There's a few out there.
That is a tough one,
right?
I had a feeling this was coming, and I never thought.
I told you be ready, brother. I told you be ready. All right, we'll go back. All right, let's go to the Three Bears. Let's go to the Three Bears. They're from Brown University. That's where they get the name. How about we'll start with Paige? What do you think about a Paige?
Okay.
You have any?
You gave me the biggest softball. Softball. Paige Spiranek.
Okay.
There you go.
I love it.
It just makes sense. She fits the description of Paige.
Yep.
She is Paige.
She is Paige. Okay. Did you kind of with the name maybe just like that? Did you visualize her as a character before you put the name Paige to this character? And like
maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Maybe. Okay. All right. How about a Haley?
Haley. All right. So interesting who Haley was based off of. So when I started writing this, and I probably won't get too specific, but I had found I was just following every golf account I could come across. And there was a golfer from Ohio University, which is close to where I live in Columbus, Ohio, who is this left-handed golfer who was just a stick, and she was an amazing athlete. And I just saw stuff on Instagram of her posts from when she was playing at OU, and I know she's close to you guys a little bit now because I'm pretty sure she works as a reporter for covering the Islanders.
Oh, okay.
So that's who she was kind of based on. But who would play her? That's a tougher one because I'm looking for. Haley is like your girl next door type person. Mm-hmm. That's the one I'm looking for to kind of surprise you because she has demons of her own that you don't necessarily 100%. Expect from the girl next door. So 100%. That one, I'll tell you who she was based on, Haley O. If you find her on Instagram, if you guys know her, if you see her in an Islanders game, you can tell her she was the inspiration of a character.
Love it. All right, man. All right. Well, how about the Queen of Hearts, Lucy? What do you think?
Queen of Hearts, Lucy. So there's a couple different ways I go with that. There's an actress, Kelly Rohrbach. You guys know who that is?
I've heard of her.
What's she in?
Bring her up, Raj, will you? What's she in?
Yeah, bring her up. Yeah, if you bring up her Wikipedia, it's pretty interesting because it fits because she can play. Not only is she a 10, but she's a 10 on the course as well. So she played golf at Georgetown before she got into acting and modeling. Oh, wow. So she is an absolute smoke show, and she can play. She can hit it.
All right. Well, I think that's our Lucy right there. I see it all over her face, the Queen of Hearts. Okay. All right. So now let's go to a couple of the guys in the book. I love this character. I don't know, something about him. Who do you think would play a good Trip?
All right. So I thought about that. And this is where, God, I hope I don't get canceled for saying this. But so my narrator, Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent, Back Off Challenges. Jake is Jewish. And Jake loves to embrace all the Jewish stereotypes. So I think that plays perfect with Trip. I think Jake would be an amazing Trip Martin character. And, you guys will notice I'm kind of sticking with a sort of a social media theme to my characters because look where we're living right now. We live on social media. These people that we see on YouTube, on Instagram, I think they're capable of a lot more. And I feel like if Trouble Off the Tee became, the Instagram series, I think there's people out there that are super talented at this game and super good at creating content that I think it fits. I think it's an untapped market. There's so many great creators out there that aren't getting utilized to the full extent.
I agree 100%. I agree. All right. Now, Mike.
There needs to be a spot in there for you guys too.
All right, now you can answer.
I just want to be a caddy chilling in the back. So
listen, you learn about a lot about that too in the book about caddying and the money they make and being sounds like a fun summer gig for college kids, caddying for sure. Not to get off the subject, but all right, so we got to go now with what Mike asked. Who is your Lincoln Ross? We couldn't figure this one out. It's a tough one, but you got to have somebody.
It is. So I think it's important for the authenticity of the story to have someone who can actually swing it and hit it and can play the part and isn't faking it out there. And, I Googled
I would do it.
Actors who can play. You got it? You got it, RG? All right. You guys know, Grant Horvath, Garrett Clark, the former, the good crew. Those guys are young. They're good looking and they can play, and they're good on camera. I have no doubt that one of those guys could do it. Now, if I'm picking my dream player, okay, how about Gosling? Yeah, Yeah, he fits the
Yeah,
bill.
right.
I don't know how well he can play, but he'd be fun to have in there as
he's
well.
the good looking. Yeah, he's the stud. He's
My
the stud.
pick would have been Justin Timberlake.
So
that's true, man. JT, how did I forget about that one?
JT fits everything. You know why you don't fit? He's freaking 43 years old now. It'd be tough having him, or 40. He's probably it's tough having him play a 21-year-old.
Yeah,
makeup, kid, makeup.
Yeah, but with the social
media, there were a bunch of U.S. Open qualifiers yesterday. What's that, RG?
I said it with the social media thing though, keeping that theme. The good guys are.
I think they're perfect. Grant Horvath would be a perfect pick. I mean, he's like got that smile.
I think so too.
Yeah, I could definitely see him blowing lines off.
Shara though,
Haley's
Shara's
ass.
the toughest one. I've been thinking about her the whole time, and
I figured it out. Shara.
All right. Okay. Who's
May
the goody
Brennan.
good girl?
I was thinking May or Carol Priscilla.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's solid too.
Yeah,
she's solid too. They kind of fit that description, of a bit of a girl next door, but an absolute smoke show too.
They got that wild side.
Yeah. So I think anybody that's listening to this and that just heard my podcast that has not heard Trouble Off the Tee yet is going to jump and go buy it and listen to it now, because I mean, how can you not after what we just described with the characters? I mean, come on.
And the great thing, if you're a Spotify subscriber, it's free.
Right. Okay.
Just open it up, type Trouble Off the Tee into your Spotify search bar, and there it is. And you just made me $1.45, baby.
Let's go. Make me rich. You might be able to retire from being a lawyer soon enough, buddy. Soon enough.
Oh man, your lips, God's ears.
But what do you have coming up for any golf events? I know you're a big golfer too. What do you have coming up?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, first and foremost is my son, my two boys, Will and Lincoln. Their tournaments come first to me. Will's 10, Lincoln's 8, and Will is a bomber. He can really roast it off the tee, but Lincoln's got that iron game down pat. But I've got a couple member guests coming up this summer. That'll be super fun. I'm flexing my trophy right behind me from the New Albany Country Club Kessler Invitational that my buddy Dan and I won a few years ago. That's solid. That's still the number one trophy piece that I have in life. I didn't play competitive golf at all my life. And I didn't start playing golf till I was 26. And then to win that was the thing. So I need to run it back this year.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, I know the feeling.
You know what, guys? Hey, where do you guys think you fit? What characters would you guys play? Let me put it on you.
Oof. I would just be one of his wingmen. Who was the guy that went to the track with him? The other degenerate gambler. Early on that
that was Trip. Trip definitely went with him.
No, there was another kid. There was another friend earlier than Trip. I think it was before Trip, wasn't it? Or no, he went with a female once. Who was he with when he? I don't want to give too much away. That's the thing. I don't want to give a story. He went to the track a bunch of times.
No, okay, so this is good because there's cameo pieces in here. There's the guy that had the tip. That's a good one.
I like him. Yeah. How about I like not the farmer, but the guy who is that who you're talking about? The cheater. That's yeah. I don't want to talk about
dicey character.
I don't want to give too much away. I'm a nervous wreck. I don't want to. I have a lot to say and a lot to ask, but without giving the book, without giving sections of the book away, because everybody has to get in and just listen to it themselves.
Yeah. Spotify.
Sure. Yeah, get to it.
That's right, baby. Spotify.
I'd be following right along what Lincoln was doing.
Or I would be. You know who I would like to be? If you were going to put me in, I would like to be the scene where he played the Mississippi State Rebel, or was it the Mississippi Rebel, and then the Duke Blue Devil. And then they were talking shit. Like I would be a good,
golfers there.
Yeah, put me in that spot to be a shit talker.
Yeah.
I won't be the Aussie guy because I can't do an Australian accent.
You got to find a role though where you can come back for the sequel. That's the key part. That's the key part. Oh yeah.
Okay, so when I wrote, there was one character that I wrote in that I had in mind, one of the Barstool guys.
Yep.
The doorman at the bar. Early on, the doorman who wouldn't let one of the girls into the bar. I pictured one of the foreplay guys playing that role. So just keeping with the whole social media theme.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of little spots where we can sneak people in.
You might have something there, Marty. You really might, because you could really have a in budget cast that everybody loves golf. Like if you got the good guys, if you got some of the guys from Barstool
Productions,
like the country club, other country club adjacent guys would jump on there.
You might have something there. You really might, and there's almost more YouTube golf watchers in the world than
he wants to wrap this up so we can start sending some emails.
Listen, we're here to help you out. I'm gonna give you ideas. It's all you're the boss here, Marty. With
I appreciate that. You know how many unanswered DMs I have out there about this?
I'm sure.
I know that.
I'm sure. But yeah, I love that idea. I really truthfully do. Sticking with the social, because social media is part of our life. Unfortunately, you know what? It's kind of unfortunate in a way, like, because it does take up so much of our lifestyle.
Opportunities, like without it, we wouldn't be connected with you right now.
100%.
No,
100%.
We would have never known each other.
I love it. It's got its pluses and its negatives for sure.
At least we got to grow up without it.
Yeah.
And see what's
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really, really happy that you came on and spent some time with us.
Marty, one question with the second book you're working on. Do you feel like it's a little bit easier second time around with the process of like coming up with like the storyline and where the character, you already have like an idea where the character's going? You find it easier second time around?
Yes and no, RG, because I'll tell you yes, because now I've done it once. Now I have a process. And I'll say no, because I have very high expectations for myself and for what part 2 would be. And I don't want anyone to think that the sequel is, it's just another sequel. So I'm very much committed to ensuring that it carries the story, it grips the person the same way Lincoln's original Trials and Tribulations did, and continue to do so. So yes, it's easier, and then I've done it. 2, harder, because now I want it to be even better. I don't want this to be what Godfather was the shitty one. Was it the third one?
Third
one.
Yeah.
I don't want to go, or Caddyshack 2.
Right.
Fuck.
Right.
No,
100%.
No, this is not going to be that. This is going to keep going. This is going to be like Entourage season 2, 3, 4. They just kept running back, and it kept keeping us interested.
Now that you say that with the Entourage thing, like after listening to it now, like I totally see like the correlation of what you were like, even more of what you're trying to do with it.
And inspired you a little bit, for sure. So I got to ask you, is writer's block a real thing? Did you ever suffer writer's block? Because I always hear that with writers.
Here's a trick that I didn't invent to ensure that doesn't happen. When you're writing and you feel like you're about to time out for the day, you stop writing when you know exactly what is going to happen next. That way, when you sit down to start back up writing, you can just dive in. And then you've got some rest, you've got some fresh ideas, and it just goes. And that wasn't me. That was Ernest Hemingway. And that's kind of that's my writer. That's my guy. That's who.
Well, what a guy to take after. I mean, absolutely. So I have to ask you just a trivial question here. How old are your kids?
10 and 8.
Do you know where this is going?
I have a feeling, but keep going.
How old is the 10-year-old got to be until you let him listen to the book that Daddy wrote?
18.
Is it? I don't let him go to 18.
No, but it's a different world now, so it's probably
16. Probably.
I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to. 16 is a good. I agree. That's what I would say.
It all depends on the 16-year-old too, because I've seen some immature 16-year-olds that.
I mean, is he going to be watching rated R movies with you and hanging out at fit? So, and then you say, "Listen, Daddy wrote a movie or wrote a book, and by then it might be a freaking awesome like a series. Who knows? It might blow up. Hey. Hopefully, it does. That'd be amazing. But there's
the
definitely
next James Bond of golf.
right. It was just a funny. I was just thinking, I'm like, here's this, this. I gotta hide from my kid. How is he writing this book and keeping this book, these away from the kids? But it's
fortunately they're still on like Goosebumps and those books.
Of course.
But
No, it's
what will be funny is if one of their teachers ends up listening to it or reading it, and they put 2 and 2 together and realize, holy shit, Will's dad wrote this.
Teacher conference. Parent teacher conference.
That's awesome.
Can you sign this book for me?
All right, Marty. Well, listen, Marty. Tell everybody. I think we went over it in the episode, but I know searching on Spotify, but let everybody know where they can find you, all your social medias, the whole 9.
Plug away.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So you can start with our Instagram page, Trouble Off the Tee, our website, troubleoffthetee.com. You can click on the book tab. That'll take you right to all the links. Like I said, if you're a Spotify subscriber, it is free for Spotify subscribers. So you can just pull that up anytime you want and listen. Also available on barnesandnoble.com, Google Play, audiobooks.com. I'm forgetting one, chirp.com. Audible is like 3 to 6 months behind on uploading. So eventually it's going to be on Audible, but if you want to listen, there's ways to do it. And hell, if you go on and buy a Lincoln Ross hat, I'll see it and I'll send you a free code to listen to it on Spotify.
Oh, that's awesome. Love that, man. Love that. Well, Marty, again, we really appreciate you taking the time for coming on. I know your time is valuable. Not only are you an awesome author, you're a lawyer and you got 2 kids. Time is valuable, that's for sure. But cheers to the that, ponies. Brother. Cheers to that. And
that's
good luck.
Right. Hey, it's Derby week.
Derby, brother.
Do you guys have your picks yet for the Derby?
I just saw I have a newsstand and I just saw the racing form today. I just saw the field, so I'll take a look over it tomorrow. Maybe, have my dad throw in a few. That's my way out of it. Is I let my dad throw a few, and if he wins, then he gives me money. That's the way I'm not gambling. That way I could watch and just still root for it and not say I'm not gambling. I still love the horses, but I haven't picked. But I wish you the best. I wish you the best of luck in the race and go win some money. And we'll definitely, now that I consider you a friend, Marty. That's what I was telling. There's a couple guys that I have on the podcast that I kind of don't ever talk to again. You're somebody that you're cool as hell. And I really look forward to growing our relationship and growing the game of golf together and spreading the word about your book.
We'll have to have you back when the second book comes out.
Oh, 100%.
Hell yeah,
you're coming on. You're a regular. We already told Marty we're gonna do a regular round table thing. You got something
coming up on this kind of. Are you still going? I seen you pop up on the network's group chat there. You got something going on?
Oh yeah. There's gonna be a podcast of my own coming out soon.
Nice.
And I'm pretty excited about it. I'll tease it a little bit. It's gonna be called Needful Things, with an eye down the fairway. Yeah.
Okay. With your mind, I am really looking forward to listening to that podcast because I think you could come up with some awesome content. I'm looking forward to that, brother. Love it.
Yeah, coming out. The first one's going to come out in about 2 weeks, so keep an eye out. I appreciate you guys very much for getting it out there. And the hardest thing about this whole process wasn't writing the book. It's getting it to guys like you guys that appreciate it, that it's written for. It truly is written for you guys and your listeners, very like-minded people that enjoy the game of golf, but don't necessarily, you don't feel satisfied with what's out there right now. Because if you type in golf into Netflix, okay, you get Full Swing, which is cool. But after that, you get jack shit. You get a documentary about little kids golf.
Yeah. No, I know. That's why I said earlier. There's nothing out there. You got something. You got something, brother. You got something. So let's keep pushing along, plugging along, and get your name out there, get your book out there, and we'll see you in Hollywood soon enough.
Sounds good, brothers. Take care.
Absolutely, Marty. All right, bye.